Alright, good evening ladies and gents. Welcome back to Compound Interesting. In today's video we're going to be discussing the Coinbase IPO, which happens in 2 days time, whether or not I will be buying it, and I'm the crypto and stock market king, so I'm definitely the best person to be talking about this because this is the intersection of my two favorite interests, which are crypto and the stock market. But yeah, obviously I'm not a financial expert whatsoever, I'm just joking. Alright, so we're going to discuss the numbers for Coinbase. We're going to discuss whether it's a better investment to go into Coinbase, into the IPO, or to just put your money into Bitcoin, which is the better bet. And then at the end I'll tell you whether or not I will be buying into the Coinbase IPO. With all that said, I really hope you enjoy the video. If you wouldn't mind just smashing the thumbs up button nice and early, really helps with the YouTube algorithm, because I'm not really focused on the algorithm whatsoever. I won't be appearing in your feed, so if you wouldn't mind subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you'll actually see my videos in the future. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you like my videos. So with all that said, let's get cracking. So it feels like forever since I did a stock market video. I haven't done an analysis on a company in like a month or months, and the reason is because I've been balls deep in altcoins. I think there's so much opportunity in cryptocurrency right now that I haven't been interested in the stock market. The stock market's been at kind of all-time highs, but the next few months in crypto are going to melt faces, in my personal opinion. So I've just been putting all my money and all my focus into altcoins at the moment and cryptocurrency in general. But if there was one IPO or one company that could kind of tickle my fancy and make me want to dig into it a bit, it is of course Coinbase. So it was my first time researching into a company for a while, so it was kind of a bit of fun. So let's start straight away with the numbers for Coinbase, and I think the numbers are going to blow your mind. Right, so if you know me at all, you know I'm into technology and growth investing. If I'm not into crypto, that's the kind of companies I like to invest in, and Coinbase is definitely one of those kind of companies. It grew revenues in 2020. Revenues were 1.14 billion, which was up 140% year over year, and that's only the beginning. So 140% year over year growth, having $1.14 billion in revenue in 2020. But this is the real crazy part. The craziest part is for Q1 of this year, Q1 2021, they're going to have revenues of 1.8 billion, i.e. they're going to have revenues in just this quarter alone bigger than the entire year of 2020, and the entire year of 2020 was 140% growth, and just in Q1 they're doing even more revenue in Q1 than the entire 140% growth of 2020. So from Q1 2020 to Q1 2021, this quarter, that's actually a 10x, almost a 10x growth in revenue. You might have guessed why, and that's because Bitcoin's price has gone 10x as well, and their revenue is directly proportional to Bitcoin's price. Most of their revenue is transactional revenue, so basically they take a percentage of each transaction that occurs on their system. You can easily see why the revenue has grown so much, because Bitcoin's price has gone up so much. They're getting higher and higher, they're getting the same percentage of a higher amount of crypto, and everyone is trading. There's much more trading happening on the platform this year, and probably for the rest of the year there's going to be continuously higher volumes of, like in monetary amounts, there's going to be huge volumes of cryptocurrency being exchanged on Coinbase's platform. It's extremely tied to the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but I believe Bitcoin's price and other cryptos are going to rise for another 2 or 3 quarters. And they're not just going to grow like 5 or 10%. Bitcoin could still 2, 3, 5x, and the rest of the cryptos could like 5, 10, 20x. So for this year, in 2021, I think Coinbase's revenue will continue growing exponentially super fast. So if you're like a swing trader or a short-term investor, this is something you might want to look into. But yeah, with Coinbase, I think everyone's aware that there almost always has been a big crash with Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market, and that's what you have to watch out for equally with Coinbase. But the thing is, with Coinbase, there might be a bit of a muted drop in Coinbase in comparisons to the crypto economy, because people are still paying fees to sell their Bitcoin to Coinbase. So when Bitcoin's price starts crashing, they're still going to be making money. So you might have a bit more time to cash out of Coinbase if you're looking for a kind of a shorter term play. But then again, the price of Bitcoin, so the percentage stays the same, but the amount of money that they'll make will probably drop significantly when the crypto economy drops as well. But let's move on with the numbers. So not only is their revenue growing insanely. So is their income. So their income, yeah, I told you that the revenue grew 10x year over year per the quarters. Their income was 23x year over year. So they're earning way more money. They're not just like bringing in more money, they're earning a lot more money. Their margins are ridiculously high, crazy high. They have like at least a 40% margin. So they have 56 million users on their platform. For comparison, Robinhood has 13 million users, so 4 times the size of Robinhood. What I'm also really interested in is they have 7,000 institutional clients, and I think this is where they will continue and where they are making a lot of money from these institutional clients. The likes of Bitcoin, the likes of Tesla and MicroStrategy. It's very likely, like there's no confirmations, but it's very likely that they bought their Bitcoin through Coinbase, because if you're a huge company like Tesla or like MicroStrategy, who are you going to go to buy your Bitcoin? Are you going to go to some small exchange that isn't very well known? No, you're going to go to the biggest, most well-established exchange where you know things are going to run smoothly. You're going to go to Coinbase most likely. And I think there's a huge amount of institutions that are being onboarded onto Bitcoin and already have been onboarded onto Bitcoin and will continue to buy from Coinbase. I think that will be the first choice for institutions for sure. So let's talk about their valuation. So their valuation in 2018 was about $8 billion. Then January this year, it's jumped all the way up to $54 billion. And now it's going to IDO at $100 billion. So in the space of 2 months, they've doubled their valuation. That's also kind of because Bitcoin's price has also doubled its valuation. So what private investors have been paying, were paying $8 billion for like 2 years ago, you're now paying $100 billion if you want to invest into Coinbase. But moving on, $100 billion valuation. How does this compare to other companies in similar fields? So this graph is courtesy of Invest Answers, a really cool YouTube channel. New guy, he's really good though, so check him out. But this is his graph. So here you can see on the left the market caps: Nasdaq, Square, Charles Schwab. So Square and Charles Schwab, let's have a look at them. They're both kind of in a similar space. Square also has a market cap of $100 billion, but it's earning a revenue of $10 billion. And we can see Coinbase's revenue for last year was $1.14 billion. Now, I don't think this is really a fair comparison because I think Coinbase will earn revenue in excess of $20 billion this year. They made, $2 billion in the first quarter? Yeah, they made $1.8 billion in the first quarter. If Bitcoin's price keeps rising, if there's another 2 or 3x, you can easily see how Coinbase will earn much more than $10 billion in my personal opinion. So, and they're also more profitable than Square, and Square is one of my biggest positions, FYI. But yeah, they've got nothing on Charles Schwab just yet in terms of profits. But who wants profits anyway? Profits are for noobs. It's all about revenue in my personal opinion. So Coinbase's balance sheet also looks good. Here it is circled on the left there if you want to have a quick look. But yeah, nothing to worry about. Their assets are mostly in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So their assets are increasing in value while their liabilities are decreasing in value as the government is printing away so much money that their liabilities, how much money that they owe, is the value of that is actually decreasing. So that's always something nice that you want to see. So here's another chart from Invest Answers. I'll link his channel in the description. But yeah, again, he's given a revenue multiple for Coinbase of 90, but that's not taken into account this year's revenue multiple. That's last year's revenue multiple and this year's revenue multiple. So the revenue multiple at a $100 billion valuation for the entire revenue that they'll earn in 2021 and this year, I think will be about 10 easily, probably even less than 10, maybe even like 5 if they earn $20 billion in total, which is a bit of a stretch maybe. So as a product, Coinbase itself, I've used Coinbase for years. I use Coinbase Pro. If you want to use Coinbase, links in the description. We both get €10 or $10 of Bitcoin if you want to sign up there. But yeah, I like the product. I actually switched over to Binance recently because Binance has lower fees. And I think, yeah, a lot of noobs come onto Coinbase. Coinbase is really simple to use. Binance is a bit more, a little less intuitive, a little not as good user interface, UX or whatever. But the product is good, and I think it's great for noobs, and it's also great for institutions. Like institutions, they're kind of a lot of the board members might be older. They're not really, as tech savvy as maybe me or another 20-year-old who's used to doing everything on their phone. So I think Coinbase will suit the institutions over Binance or any other exchange, and that's a real advantage to have. So Coinbase makes a lot of money when there's a lot of volatility in the markets, and yeah, Bitcoin and crypto is extremely volatile, as we all know. So the more volatile it is, the more buying and selling is going on. But March and April have been uncharacteristically unvolatile for Bitcoin and other cryptos. It's kind of been stuck under 60 grand, kind of popping over for so long, and everyone's just waiting for that next move up, that next pop up. So the Q2 results, if Bitcoin doesn't pop in the next couple of months, maybe the Q2 results for Coinbase won't be as impressive, and that might present a nice buying opportunity for Coinbase. So if Coinbase opens with a $100 billion valuation, that will put the stock price at about $500. Still though, if you want to buy into the Coinbase IPO, I wouldn't wait, a quarter or two to buy into it, because that will probably be the worst time to be buying into Coinbase, because there's going to be a crash in Bitcoin within a year or two that will really impact the stock price of Coinbase. Maybe you don't want to buy it at the very first minute of the IPO, but I wouldn't wait months and months and months to buy Coinbase, because it's likely, in my opinion, that Coinbase stock might pump on the first day and crash a little bit, but over the next few months I think it will rise dramatically. I think a 2 to 5x for Coinbase is very likely this year. So if you're a swing trader, well, it depends how high Coinbase IPO's at. The stock price in the private market was just under $500 at a $100 billion valuation. So if it's opening way above $600, maybe don't jump straight in then. But if it's in the 500 range, I might pick up a share, just one share. I'm not going to go buying loads of Coinbase. I already have plenty of exposure to crypto, but yeah, it could be a nice play if you're looking for kind of a short-term play. But over the very long term, of course, Bitcoin is going to absolutely dominate and destroy everything. It's going to go into the trillions and trillions and trillions in market cap, and Coinbase will probably be the largest exchange in the world after Binance, but definitely the largest in America, and definitely the one that will be used by a lot of institutions. So for a long-term play, if you're willing to deal with that big crash that's likely to happen and the volatility that's likely to come with Coinbase stock, then you could buy it now. If you're looking for a swing trade over the next few months, it could be one you want to look into a bit further, but also it might be one you want to keep on your radar to maybe potentially buy during the bear market, the next crypto bear market in 1 to 2 years time. So Coinbase are IPOing at the absolute perfect time. So they're doing a direct listing, so they're not actually IPOing. A direct listing basically means that there's no lockup for inside investors. They can sell their shares immediately on once it opens. But so it's basically allowing the insiders, like Coinbase do not need money. They're not IPOing to get money to grow their company. They don't need that at all. They're just doing a direct listing so insiders can cash out some of their shares, because maybe they're worth millions and billions, but they want to cash out their shares to the public, and they think they can get probably a higher multiple, a higher valuation in the public markets, and they're definitely right. They're really IPOing at the perfect time, because this is we're in the middle of a bull market for crypto. If you enjoyed the video, hugely appreciate it if you could smash the thumbs up button, show me that you liked it, subscribe, hit the notifications, and I'll leave some altcoin videos up there if you want to check them out. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. Let me know if you're going to invest in Coinbase yourself. I'm still kind of on the fence. Maybe I'll bite the bullet and buy one share. I'm not really sure yet. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. See ya.